Nissan says it will review its future partnership with Renault after the French-owned firm began merger talks with Fiat Chrysler, which could create the world's third largest automaking group. Renault's board is meeting in Paris to discuss the merger proposal with the Italian-American carmaker. But even if it gets the go-ahead, it's fraught with difficulties. A senior politician from Italy's far-right League party has warned that if the plan involves job cuts at Fiat, the Italian government would intervene. Meanwhile, Nissan, which is in a 20-year-old alliance with Renault, says it'll protect its own interests first in the event of any merger. Well, let's drive our discussion forward now with Oliver Whitfield-Miocic, who joins us from Paris. Hi, Oliver. So Nissan has just come out and said that it may need to review its alliance with Renault, an alliance that we know is 20 years old. I'm wondering, why is the Japanese automaker feeling threatened by this proposed merger with Fiat Chrysler?
Well, Nissan has never ever really been on board with the split that it had with Renault. So if you think back 20 years ago, Renault bailed out Nissan. It was in really big financial difficulty. As part of that agreement, Renault got 43.4% of Nissan. Nissan only in return got 15% of Renault. So they've never ever been happy. They've always said that the split wasn't equal, it wasn't fair. Renault says, well, we actually saved you from going to insolvency. Now, if you fast forward to what's happened with the Carlos Ghosn case, they heard there from executives at Nissan saying that they wanted to rebalance everything that had gone on after Carlos Ghosn was arrested in November. So this is nothing new that we're hearing from Nissan, but they will be scared. When I was speaking to the Renault press office only a few moments ago, they were telling me that they think the reason might be because their share, that 15% share, would be cut effectively to 7.5%.
Yes, let's talk about that, because Fiat Chrysler's proposal is, as you say, to slash the French government's stake in this proposed entity by half. What has the French line been on this, and how crucial is it to get the government support?
It is absolutely crucial to get the French government support on this, because they are really trying to make sure that jobs are protected. The French government does not want to see a repeat of what happened when General Electric took over Alstom in 2015. There's now been announced about 1,044 job cuts at that plant. So workers here are already sceptical of another takeover. Remember, the reason that this proposed merger is being announced is that the two companies will be able to realize it's estimated about $5.6 billion worth of savings. So the French government does play a crucial role. They've got that 15% stake, and they've raised the bar even higher in the last few days, saying that they want to have a veto on who the new CEO of the company could be. They want to have a chair and a seat at the table on that chair. It now looks like they've reached some sort of compromise between Fiat Chrysler and Renault, where the French government will get a seat at the table. One of four that will be allocated to Renault. The other four will be allocated to Fiat Chrysler. So there's a compromise in the works, but be under no illusion, the French government will play a key role in this.
Yes, and the Italian government has also put the car makers on notice, warning that if any merger proposal involves job cuts in Italy, the government there might be forced to intervene. There's a lot of things in the air for this potential deal, but has Renault and Fiat Chrysler managed to allay those fears of job cuts?
Well, according to three sources that have been speaking to the Reuters news agency, this compromise looks like they have made some promises towards job security, particularly in France, but that looks like it's going to have to be ironed out at a later date. But that relationship between France and Italy isn't just rocky over this proposed merger. There's been diplomatic issues in the past relating to a high-speed rail link between the two countries. There's also been other fallouts. But from that League politician, he was really getting to the crux of it by saying that France has currently got a budget deficit which is greater than what the EU allows. France, therefore, should sell its 15% stake in order to raise some more money, in order to get that budget deficit below the EU limit, and then pointing out the differences in what he sees as the rules being applied to France but not being applied to Italy and vice versa. So the League and Italy do have an axe to grind, not only with France but also with the EU. This will play very, very well to their voter base back home because it shows that they're trying to stand up for Italian jobs.
Yes, so still early days for this proposed merger. Oliver, thank you so much again for your time.